Hey YouTube, coming at you with a viewer submitted team in the Sunshine Cup, and this is from Coneboy, who says, "Hey Dan, I took most of the season off so far due to limited cups and life happening, but built this team because I wanted to see the new HISUIan ZOROARK play since it's a normal meta. I checked the PvP matrix against the Sunshine Cup and saw it goes 25-5 with a 1 shield advantage, with the only thing it losing to is the normal types that resist Shadow Claw. Started out with Steelix and Ferret, with the point of the team being to take shields while not using my own and leaving Zoroark to sweep in the back. Switched to Clodsire because Steelix didn't feel like it was getting enough pressure on shields and felt less bulky, but left in a couple battles with Steelix because I thought I showed how it's strong. Yeah, so I actually deleted those. So I think the team might work better with Cradily instead of Clodsire, but unfortunately I do not have one of those. Yeah, so there are certain Pokemon that apply shield pressure better than others. I agree. I don't find Steelix applies good shield pressure. You know, between Psychic Fangs and Breaking Swipe and Crunch, those are not really charge moves that I'm worried about. But Stone Edge and Earthquake are moves on Clodsire are moves that I'm worried about. So I like the idea of this. Try to grab shields. Clodsire and Ferret are bulky. Zoroark is very, very glassy. Save shields for that. Try and grab shields with others. I agree with that strategy. Let's take a look at it in action. So Clodsire is a tough lead for Clodsire here. They eventually go into man, it's been so long since I Obstagoon. It's been a while since we've seen this Pokemon, which is normal and dark. So yes, it is a counter user, which is really adding up, and they may have cross chop, which is super effective. Nope, just Night Slash, so you're gonna get to a Swift. But it is double weak to fighting, so getting that Brick Break is double super effective, which is why I chipped it. So you almost flip switch there. Just gonna come Clodsire and just eat the moves. I would just like commit to the farm down. There's not really, I don't really care about the Night Slashes coming from Obstagoon, quite honestly, unless they like boost. But otherwise, I'm just committing to the farm down. And if the Flygon comes back in, just throw the Earthquake. Even though it has fly in the name and it has wings, it is not a flying Pokemon. It is a dragon ground Pokemon. So Earthquake is neutral. Rock is resisted. So have to go Earthquake here. And they do shield. It'll be close. I think you can live. I think you're bulky enough to live this. And get to another move here. And that is huge. You should instant swap after this immediately though. So Earthquake will land. Oh, you got taken out on that one. That's okay. Farm down. 2 shields. What's in the back? Unfortunately, it is a normal typing. So the Shadow Claw is resisted and the Shadow Balls are resisted. So you have to go foul play here. And you are probably going to need 3. So this is not a great showcase right here for this Pokemon. Luckily, you have a 2 shield advantage and you're going to need every bit of that 2 shield here. Because you should be able to outpace to the 3rd move. And you're going to win CMP, I think, even if you don't outpace here. No, I was going to say, if they have a move, you lose. But I don't think they can bank 3 like that. So, get into the foul play. Yeah, unfortunately, with Claw and Shadow Ball double resisted, this is why I think normals are super, super strong in this meta. Clodsire against Talonflame. Good lead, especially with Stone Edge. So, going to stay in this matchup. They try to catch, but way too early. Miltank comes in. Kind of evenish matchup. I guess you have Brick Break, which is super effective. But again, Brick Break's kind of a garbage move. So they will throw an Ice Beam, non-stab. That's okay. Brick Break will chip, will lower the defense. So you can maybe Sucker Punch down. But Miltank's pretty glassy. So yeah, you're going to have to throw a move here. They'll get to another move. Going to burn a shield, which again goes against the way you want to play this team, right? Because you want to save shields for Zoroark. They do end up shielding here. Like you can't commit 2 shields here. So they do just go Body Slam. And they give up Switch. So that's okay. They do have a move here. Just going 1. I can't tell if you... I'm going to stop for a second here. The correct fast move timing would be 2 Poison Stings and a Stone Edge because it would be 4 versus 5. However, with this game screwing up what seems to be 97% of the time and having a 1-turn lag, if you try to time properly and do 2 poison stings and throw a Stone Edge, if you get the 1-turn leg and they go an extra Incinerate, which they probably won't because they're probably already at like 80 energy, they would get a full Incinerate through. So going 1 and throwing, I can't actually say don't do that because, you know, with the state of the game, you could do that. So they do get off just to fly. They're going to have back-to-back moves here, hoping to live one more and get off this Stone Edge. And we do get off that Stone Edge. We're going to have to instant swap. I mean, that you're going to be taking it with this Incinerate, so no instant swap. Anyways, oh, yeah, actually, sorry. You will not be taken out because they have, I thought they had a shield, but they do not. They tried to catch, so holding back, getting off the foul play, this will take out. And then with your insanely high attack, I would hope a Shadow Ball one-shots a Swampert from this range. Oh yeah, like for sure, right? I want to know something with this high of an attack, like can you one-shot from like 9% range? If you got like no claws through, would it one-shot from 90% range? Because I've got to imagine that with like 170 plus attack, you are one-shotting a lot of things here. Magcargo, I think good overall. They're going to have to overheat. Rock Tomb is resisted. Earthquake is double super effective. Nope. Why people... Okay, Ferret, sorry. Gastrodon comes in, so we're going to meet it with Ferret. Just the amount of times that people just throw their... It's just, it's like Cradily with Rock Tomb. Any Rock Tomb, yeah, that lowers the attack. It's Rock Tomb all over again with Cradily, where people are just throwing like, why throw a super effective grass move when I can throw a resisted Rock Tomb that lowers the attack? Just a very, I don't know. I was going to say mental thing, but it's, I don't know. I just don't like that. I don't like it. Okay. Especially if you're going to bail too. So mid game here, going to get off Brick Break. They do shield. Grab both shields, so that's not bad, but where do you go? Just going to sacrifice Clodsire? Oh, we have an Earthquake, so I guess it's not a sacrifice. When you can take it out. And then they decide to go Pidgeot, which you have a Stone Edge. Bad timing there. You let a full gust through. But just wanting to get that Stone Edge off. And then almost sacrificing with this Pokemon, but ending up getting to a Shadow Ball here. This will be interesting. My Cargo is not exactly glassy. But an 80, like 75, 80% health there. Just one shot. Holy smokes. I've never played with 170 attack Pokemon like this before. So it can get clearly crazy at times here. Okay, Marowak, terrible lead. Got to go for it. Say swap right away. They're staying in. I would be throwing the Swift. Like whenever you see an opponent, whenever you say swap, when you're... Okay, take a breath. Whenever you are in a bad lead and you safe swap and your opponent is not getting out, it means one of two things. It means that they have a second answer to Clodsire in the back, or they have absolutely no answer to Ferret and they don't know what to do here. And if that's the case, I know you can maybe want to be like, I'm baiting Trailblaze. I think you just like Swift it, chip, force a shield, make them decide what they want to do here. But able to grab 2 shields, take it out with a foul play. It is a Typhlosion, and oh my goodness, that is absolutely destroying Zoroark here. And unfortunately for you, the other end is a Barrel, which is a normal typing. Yeah, your win con has to be Clodsire at this point. Gonna have to let this go because I think they're at like a maybe not at a Thunder Punch, but get the farm down. Earthquake for the win. Zoroark could take like maybe if it from full health like 2 incinerates. Holy smokes. Okay, Clodsire into Flygon. Again, you can play this out. It's not a great matchup, but gonna go for it right away, which is fine. Good save swap. Again, I would chip. I'd be chipping quicker there. If they're staying in. Brick Break's a bad move. Like Swift's a good move. This is what you don't want, right? You want to desync the switch clocks. You don't want them to be able to chip and then just eat this, what is going to be resisted Swift on Cradily here. Oh, they shielded? Why? Okay, so you're lucky you grabbed a shield there. You probably should not have. They had you in a pretty good spot here. So where are we going to go? You are... Oh, it's a bullet seed. I didn't even see that. I was going to say you're half ghost, so that would have been nice, but if it was acid, but it is bullet seed. So going to come in here again. Instead of going for the neutral grass knot, they go for the resisted rock tomb. Maybe it takes you low enough. Nope, does not even take you low enough, so you still get to it. Going to try to put more pressure on the second shield or chip it to within Shadow Claw range. They do shield. At this point, you want... I was going to say, at this point, I think you want them to try and dump some health energy on this, on your... Oh, Ferret in the back. I think you wanted to try and dump some energy on Clodsire, but maybe this is going to work out better because Ferret is a brutal answer. Super effective on the ghosts, resisting the claw, double resisting the claws at that. So going to get to, and they go brick break with the shield advantage. With the, sorry, down a shield. They go brick break. Now you have to shield. It is a second brick break, lowering your defense for a second time. So you gotta hope this puts it pretty low because Sucker Punch is gonna take you out in a couple here. But couple being like 4, getting to the earthquake for the win. Again, I don't know why your opponent threw a brick break twice. Like Swift would have easily taken you out here. You're in the 2000 elo range, but like very questionable decisions on some of these throws by your opponent. Okay, Acid Cradily, which is a good lead for you. Please throw the neutral grass move. Okay, so they rock tomb you. You earthquake it to 50%. You're still at like 70 plus health because they went rock tomb. There you go. That's a good move. So they throw the grass knot, do chip you to the yellow. Now we're going to get off this earthquake. And they shield, and then we give up switch. Interesting. I'm surprised we're giving up switch here, but it's fine because Ferret with the shield and energy is a pretty good combo too. And they shield right off the bat here. Wanting to rock tomb, I guess. Like, sorry, you came for me to showcase you, and I'm just dragging all your opponent's decisions on these shields and these throws here. If I see something I don't like, I'll let you know, but so again, they rock tomb you again, not wanting to actually just take you out, just rock tombing. Okay. And now with the shield advantage, my only concern, two things I will mention here. One is, if you can, try not to leave one Pokemon left when your opponent seems to be notorious for throwing rock tombs to lower your attack, because now you can't reset on this, right? 2, and you may get away with this, but the concern when you have an 170 attack Pokemon and you don't know what's in the back yet is if the fast move and charge move of Ghost is resisted, or if they have a fast damage fast move like Sucker Punch on Ferret or something, you really just kind of limit your ability to win this matchup. And here it is. I don't think you could take a Fire Punch. And it's going to take like 3 more foul plays to take out here. So I think you're just, because you left Zoroark with 2 shields and they lowered your attack and you got against a normal typing, you lost this matchup. So I think if you like, in this scenario, I probably would have shielded Clodsire Ferret and used one of those shields on them and did chip damage or took something out there, as opposed to just relying on an absolute glass cannon, but a glass cannon that if it gets walled or you see a lot of fast move pressure, you are in big trouble. And that's exactly what happened in that matchup. So they catch a Brick Break on the Vic. Man, this thing charges so fast now with this new move. And Leaf Blade does a lot of damage. So taking you down. Oh, is that mythical or not? It's not even acid. It's what is it? Mythical leaf or whatever it's called. Still a more fast charging move. Both make this Pokemon play very differently. Could it be Earthquake? I know Lickilicky has Earthquake, and it is an Earthquake, so I'm going to shield that up. You can't come into your Ghost Pokemon. So have to throw an Earthquake here. I mean, I think you can take the Earthquake. Maybe you live. It'll be close. It is a Lickilicky. Yeah, you do live with a few HP. Get this off. And then almost instant swap. I mean, Rollout is resisted, so maybe you... Yeah, I would instant swap if they don't. Don't go down. Don't go down. Again, you can't have yourself go down when you only have one Pokemon left. I think this bait is correct because it's a Cradily. Of course it's going to Rock Tomb you before taking a move. So they're going to shield. They're going to Rock Tomb you. We have to shield, but baiting there is an easy one. When you're against an opponent like this, that you're one-on-one, you can't reset your attack fall, so it's very easy for them to just go Rock Tomb there. Unfortunately, that Rock Tomb lowers your attack enough, you cannot take out, and a Grass Knot now is a harder hitting move. That is, see, that's a good opponent. That's smart. Rock Tomb, easy bait there. Grass Knot, it's not even a true bait, but Grass Knot, a harder hitting move. Hit it at the ending there for the win. Okay, Talonflame gets off a fly, so 2 in throw. Well, they try to catch. So going into a mirror match behind energy is a tough situation to be in. I mean, obviously Zoroark has no play, so your other options were to throw a Stone Edge or Earthquake or just get in behind on energy. Fortunate for you, what does that mean in the ending here when you're going to lose this switch now? This is why I think you had to chip, because what's the point of this now? You're going to have to burn energy anyways, and you just lost switch on it. So I think next time you probably throw the Stone Edge first and then get into it. They do come back in with the Talonflame, so you're going to grab one shield back here because you've just shown Stone Edge. But you are pretty low. Can we get to another move? Wow, they let you get to another move. You're going to have to instant swap or else you're going to get incinerated down. Don't let them just incinerate you down. It's not only that you're giving them like free energy there because there's no way you're going to get to a move. You basically give them 20 free energy by not swapping immediately. You also leave yourself with like just one Pokemon that can't reset if you see something in the back that can lower your attack. I mean, you had to burn both shields. Going for a foul play because Shadow Ball won't take out, hoping that 2 foul plays will, but I think you're going to get outpaced now. No, that won't even. You need a Shadow Ball. Yeah. So, I mean, first, thanks for letting me showcase the Zoroark. It's kind of an interesting one, so attack heavy. And I think, in theory, you have the right idea. Like, I think you need shields with this thing, try and grab shields with the other Pokemon, and try and roam free with that one in the back. However, I think there's the idea of how to use a Pokemon, and this is something that I haven't actually talked about when I do the 1 versus 0, 0 versus 1, and 1v2 scenario on PvPoke. Glass cannons like this, you need a shield advantage. So you either need a 1v0 or 2v1 or a 2v0 really, but really one of those other two. On paper, it is very easy to take that shield advantage with these and say, oh look, with the shield advantage, this goes like 40 and 5. But in practice, it's very, very different, right? Especially when you put yourself in a situation like you did in that last matchup with Talonflame. You basically had a 1 or 2 shield advantage, but because the Talonflame had so much energy when you came in, those shields immediately left. And then when you're in the 0 shields, you're in trouble because this Pokemon does not do well in even shield scenarios. So you need to, it's not just, I always say there's 3 things that win GBL: shield advantage, energy advantage, and switch advantage. And yes, you're focused on the shield advantage, but at times you are completely ignoring the energy and switch part of this equation. And those, I think, cost you a few of those matchups there. So just something to consider as you move forward. But thanks for letting me showcase. Thanks for watching. Pretty sure this is going to Friday morning. So this afternoon, there is a event starting tomorrow. So I'm covering that. And then tomorrow is Quaxley Community Day, because Community Day is Sunday. So I'm covering that. So a couple event coverage in a row after this. And then we'll get back to a few more of the battles for this league later on. Maybe double up on the weekend. We'll see how many viewer submissions I have and whether I can do them. I'm mentioning this. I'm doing this a couple days in advance on Wednesday, but tonight we have a big music festival here in Ottawa. I'll talk about this in the video this afternoon. We have a big music festival here in Ottawa tonight. Wednesday, I'm going to see Def Leppard, and the lead singer of Rage Against the Machine is on beforehand. Tomorrow, my kids are home, and that's actually the one night that I'm don't have anything, so I'll probably just be with the kids, because then Friday I'm going to see Green Day, and Saturday I'm going to see Daughtry and Pot Roach, and at night is when I usually do these videos. So it's gonna be tough for me to do 2 on the weekend when I just lost my shooting time for most of these. Anyways, that's it. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.